years, 10 long years since the horrific Leicester Street massacre back in 2008. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Fox 13 News at 9. I'm Marius Payton.
13
Jessie
years now.
Dotson was convicted and sentenced to death 6 times over. 4 adults and 2 children killed inside a home. Today, Fox 13's Tony Atkins spent his day on Leicester Street, and he joins us live in the studio. And Tony, we both were not in Memphis when this horrific crime happened, but for many people, it's something they say they will never forget.
Marius, today this home is occupied and this block is peaceful, but many people living in this neighborhood have moved on, but they say they'll never forget what happened on Leicester Street 10 years ago today.
You were wrong. You were dead wrong. I got some more words, but I wouldn't say it to him on camera.
Terrence Russell still has strong words for his old neighbor, Jessie Dotson. 10 years after the night, investigators say he murdered 4 adults and 2 children inside this Binghamton home. 2 other children narrowly escaped, but with serious injuries.
We, the jury, unanimously find that the punishment for the defendant, Jessie Dotson, shall be death.
The man behind one of the worst massacres in Memphis's history, convicted in less than 90 minutes. In 2018, Dotson still awaits his execution.
It was hard dropping, man, especially when you're talking about kids. So it's one of the most remembered murders around here.
Russell has lived on Leicester Street for more than 30 years, and every day he walks outside, he remembers what happened 10 years ago right across the street. Police, stretchers, and ambulances swarming the area. Investigators later learning Dotson killed 6 people, including his brother Cecil and 2 of his young nephews.
I keep telling you, how many times do I have to tell you? I was threatened.
And that was Dotson speaking to Fox 13 back in 2011, proclaiming his innocence.
My thing is, if I'm so guilty, why is everybody lying?
Lying or not, Leicester Street has moved on in 10 years. Russell out washing cars with his friends on a warm afternoon. And across the street, a new family inside what once was a house of horrors for another.
They've been good to us. Ain't no problem.
And while the block has moved on in the past decade, 6 lives gone in one night is something people in the area say they will never forget.
In those 10 years, they just went by pretty fast, man. That's something you never wish on your worst enemy, man.
And people I spoke with in the neighborhood say they're considering putting some sort of memorial up to honor those that were lost on Leicester Street.
True. Hey, I'm finna try to do a little update on Jessie Dotson, the Leicester Street children, the survivors, see what he doing on death row, what he got going on, and just bring it up to current speed and see what's going on, because I want to know. And then anybody that ain't familiar with the Leicester Street murders, it was the worst massacre we had here in Memphis, Tennessee. Children, damn near his whole family. He went to penitentiary for murder for about 17, 18 years or something like that. And I guess he held a grudge because his family wouldn't mess with him when he was in the pen. So I guess he had messed up his mind frame, but that's all my personal opinion. He already been convicted, but you know how that go. So, shouts out to Tony Armstrong. Quite sure y'all might have seen this on the first 48. And that's our hometown hero right there. Talking about homicide. Homicide. He's solving all the murders. Yeah, he at St. Jude right now though. He got on out there, police chief. Say I'm finna go give me a laid back gig. I done put in my work. Yeah, so all right, I just scrolled up so y'all can read the crime. And let me go out right quick because these pictures, they kind of gruesome, so I'm gonna have to cut out and cut back in. And now I'm gonna cut off, and then I'll see what I'm gonna do with the update. So y'all stay true. Let me go check on, see how these children doing and stuff, see what old Dotson up to this.
Right. No further questions, sir.
Fiance.
36-year-old convicted killer Jessie Dotson says he's planning to get married in August. He says his fiancée, a 45-year-old Horn Lake, Mississippi woman, started writing him letters while he was locked up at 201 Poplar after being arrested for the Lester Street murders.
We've been together for about 3 years now.
In October, Dotson was convicted of killing 6 people at the Lester Street home, including his brother and 2 young nephews. The jury gave him 6 death penalty sentences. Dotson says his fiancée went to the trial just a couple times.
What does your fiancée think? Does she think that you did it?
I don't really, I really can't speak for her. I don't know if she could tell me one thing, but she can think another.
His fiancée told us over the phone she loves Jessie Dotson and does not think he's guilty. They've been engaged for 2 years. Dotson's mother says his fiancé called her once before.
The first thought came to my mind, what is wrong with this lady? Is she crazy? How could you see a killer on the news and you want to marry him or you want to be his girlfriend? Some ladies like jail men, and maybe she's one of those. I don't know. I just wish them both luck, whatever. But what kind of marriage are you going to have with a man that's on death row?
In Tennessee, inmates must get permission from the warden before getting married. There are 2 counseling sessions with both the bride and groom. A spokesperson says Dotson's wedding would take place in the visiting area with appropriate restraints for his security level. At the ceremony, there is no cake, no cameras, and just 4 pre-approved visitors. The wedding is non-contact, meaning no kiss, and death row inmates are never allowed conjugal visits.
See the love of your life?
Yeah.
And see what's going on with the kids, the survivors. So grandma, she raising survivors. Y'all can read along, and I just keep praying for these children, man, cause I know it's been too much long, so I hope they don't be affected with these pictures. Let's see, that's the crime scene. That go, man, that man, he just stay smiling. He just happy to go back to the penitentiary. He ain't gonna stay there for long, though. Look at little baby girl. She made it. You survived, baby. Uh-oh. You made it too, homie. Pick your head up. You grow out of it. They got a trust fund. So they're gonna be all right. Grandma became the legal guardian. Yeah, he made to he the one that played dead for 40 hours till police got there. He won this Junior did it. It's Uncle Junior. They got the 4 adults that got killed. His brother, kid's mama, and they were just over there at the wrong time, the other 2. All right, that's that.
It's just gonna affect me and my future because I don't have no parents. So, like, let's say I have kids and they want to see their grandparents. Then how I'm going to explain to them this and that. So, I mean, it is what it is.
History. To Sierra Dotson, it's just home.
We had a lot of fun. Go outside. We ride our bike. Or we go walk to the park.
But that ended on March 2nd, the day her father, his girlfriend, 2 of their friends, and 2 of Sierra's siblings were murdered. The same day, Sierra turned 13.
When my mother had to call him because he was supposed to do something on my birthday, and we could get in touch with him.
The last time Sierra Dotson would see her father was 2 days earlier on Friday, February 29th. She left here heading to school, but later in the day she would have a panic attack and was taken to the hospital. Her father picked her up, brought her back here to get some clothes. Then he took her to her mother's home for the weekend. It was a weekend visit that may have saved her life.
My dust thought for only a moment.
Sierra doesn't read much into what happened. She's a happy girl who likes school and loves her family. In fact, she gets excited when I ask about her brothers and sister.
One of them named is Mario. He was 4. One of them named Man. He was 2. And newborn baby tonight, she's 4 months. And my big brother CJ, he's 10. And my other brother Cedric, he's 6.
Just as she rattles off their ages, she can tell you everything about her time with her father, Cecil Dotson.
We used to go out to eat. We used to play games, talk about father and daughter day. And she used to take me somewhere. And we'd go outside and shoot the BB gun.
She says her father's girlfriend, Marissa Williams, was like a second mother and friend.
I liked her because she would come and give me school out. And if I call her sick, she'd come up there and give me a drink or some medicine. And we'd come home and talk, watch movies, and go to sleep.
Since his release from prison last August, Sierra and the children spent a lot of time around their uncle, Jessie Dotson.
We would go to the skating before we go out to eat. And he'll skate with us.
Your Uncle Jesse?
But, according to police, the man who gave her hours of joy would bring her a lifetime of pain.
I didn't believe it.
Why not?
Because I don't think he would do that.
While she doesn't believe he killed her family, Sierra admits she saw another side of Uncle Jesse about a little more than a month before the murders.
They got into it that day over a jacket. And Uncle Jesse told me that he gonna kill him. So my dad put him out the house, and my dad called the police. I ran to the back and locked my door.
What did the other kids do?
Somebody ran back to him. He was beating for my door. So I said, let me in. I'm scared too. Let me in. He was kind of lifting me in the other one they room.
That may have happened again, this time on March 2nd. This time, Sierra wasn't there to help. Although she and her surviving siblings no longer share a house, she wants them to know they will always have a home in her heart.
I told them that their mom and dad is gone, and they still got me.
King, wake up, wake up. What the fuck you want? You still with me? You still with me?